What's happening, folks? Back with another reaction, back with another Sandra tune, and we're going to listen to the B-side of the 1984 EP, which the A-side features a cover of Big in Japan by Alphaville, though in German with a slightly different title. And thank you to Michaela for mentioning that this B-side tune translates to seconds, which I wonder, in English, most primarily it would seem to refer to the unit of time and in the plural. But of course, like to say that, oh, I have seconds on that would indicate that you have second access to whatever quality, whatever object or entity is being referred to. So at least in English it has a couple different meanings, and I wonder whether the same dual meaning or connotations is the case in German. Either way, given that it's in German, I won't have any insight thematically or lyrically on a first listen, but I do look forward to people commenting, of course. And yes, having heard Sandra prior to her arabesque period, as well as a number of tunes when I went through that greatest hits compilation, which I think was like 84 to 90, I've heard her after this as well as hearing her in the arabesque tunes when she was the lead singer of the group. But yeah, ultimately I wonder what we may hear here sonically. I did notice when I checked the master release on Discogs for this EP that this track is produced by Michael Cretu, so I would imagine that in some sense sonically it will be similar to other tunes I've heard by her. Let's give it a listen. This is Sandra. The track translates to seconds, and it's from her 1984 EP, which again, the title track of is actually a cover of the Alphaville song Big in Japan.
Wollte Schlüssel
like that one sonically, especially in terms of the composition, meaning we had those smooth, like colder, or maybe not cold, maybe even warm perhaps, but those like soft, perhaps better, backing like pad synths. Then there's that sort of pulsing and more rapid, almost like metallic synth layer, which, like, I don't know if that's technically the bass line, but again, it was double time and it had a more, again, metallic or even electric type of sound to it. Then there was that like rising, almost like theremin type layer or like moment. It was sort of like singular at the front end of what otherwise sounded like a whatchamacallit, a xylophone run. Again, presumably keyboard, but it had a bit of that like struck tonal quality to it. And then in the latter stages, or the second half of the tune, there was like a more proper like keyboard sounding melodic line, and it all sort of blended together really well. So I like the sonic arrangement of the track. The verses, again, not knowing what's being said, I really enjoy the melodic quality of that. The chorus took me a little bit to get on board with, just because it had that repetition. It's just like one phrase repeated, 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 and then I think like the fourth time it slightly has a different end melodically, but either way, I eventually felt like it was fitting in the larger context of the tune, even if the first time around I wanted it to do something different with, you know, the second or third articulation of the title. But yes, ultimately, I wonder what that larger phrase with the title word meant in the chorus. Obviously, that would seem to be a key to the theme of the tune overall. But yes, her voice sounds beautiful. It's like softer. It's, you know, more like a tender type of delivery. It's not belting or overly powerful. But yes, it feels like a very soothing tune sonically by and large. I do wonder if that's, you know, offset, you know, maybe it's actually very sad, or maybe, you know, it's hopeful, or it obviously the way the lyrics play out would give us either a symmetry or a contrast with the sonics as my brain heard them. But yes, definitely more of a like mellow tune in comparison to the cover of the Alphaville Big in Japan. And yeah, ultimately, I do enjoy hearing different phases of her career, including, you know, like very early on, and then, as I said, hearing the arabesque stuff that I have so far, as well as some of her solo stuff after this. But yes, a very calm and comforting tune, at least in terms of the musical atmosphere, and I do wonder about the rest. Let me know what you think. Thank you again to Chafic for providing the Sandra material. In the moment, I don't remember what would be next chronologically. Feel free to comment, Chafic. I will obviously go back to the archive and just see what's listed next. But yeah, in the moment, I don't remember what comes next because there were only 2 tracks on this EP. So in any case, let me know. I will see you next time. Peace.